In a move that could reshape strategic equations across Asia, the US will end sanctions waiver for Iran's Chabahar port on the 29th of September. With this, international actors, including India, which, by the way, is the port's largest foreign investor, now face the threat of US sanctions. What does this mean for regional trade and connectivity, India's strategic interests, and the wider geopolitics of the global south? Shivam Mishra reports.
On the windswept coast of southeastern Iran, Chabahar port was hailed as a historic opportunity, a gateway for India to unlock access to Afghanistan and Central Asia, bypassing regional rival Pakistan. Chabahar is Iran's only deep-sea port with direct access to the Indian Ocean, located in the Gulf of Oman. The deep-water port offered a lifeline to international markets, bulwarking its economy against Western sanctions. All this now hangs in the balance as the US, sticking to its maximum pressure policy, has announced the end of Chabahar's sanctions waiver with effect from September 29. Since 2018, the US has carved out a rare exception for Chabahar, shielding it from broad Iran sanctions in recognition of its value for Afghanistan's development and India's efforts to promote regional stability. But the Trump government has reversed course. The US State Department warns that any entity, be it Indian, Iranian, or any other dealing with the port after September risks American penalties under the Iran Freedom and Counter-Proliferation Act. US penalties could freeze bank accounts, block global suppliers, or blacklist Indian firms from American markets. The Chabahar port is about 550 nautical miles or 1,000 kilometers from India's Kandla port in Gujarat, making it a quick sail for ships from Mumbai or beyond. Built in the 1970s but really ramping up in the 2010s, Chabahar has two key terminals, Shahid Beheshti, where most of the action happens, and Shahid Kalantari. It can handle massive vessels, over 100,000 tons, dwarfing what Iran's other big port, Bandar Abbas, can manage. New Delhi now faces daunting choices. For India, Chabahar is not just another port. Its involvement in the port began in 2002 when Hassan Rouhani, the National Security Advisor to President Saeed Mohammad Khatami, held discussions with his Indian counterpart Brajesh Mishra. Following Khatami's visit to India in 2003, he and Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee signed a roadmap of strategic cooperation, one of the key projects in which was Chabahar. India proposed Chabahar's development in 2003 to facilitate trade routes to landlocked Afghanistan and Central Asia. India, Iran, and Afghanistan signed a trilateral agreement in April 2016, after which the Indian Shipping Ministry worked at a rapid pace towards developing the port. In December 2017, the first phase of Shahid Beheshti port was inaugurated, and India sent its first consignment of wheat to Afghanistan through Chabahar the same year. Since 2018, Indian Ports Global Limited has operated in the Shahid Beheshti terminal, funneling food and humanitarian aid into Afghanistan and exporting essential goods such as pharmaceuticals and engineering components. In May 2024, India and Iran inked a 10-year deal backed by a $250 million credit line for expansion. New Delhi says that it is examining implications.
See, you would have seen the press statement which was issued by the US side yesterday on revocation of sanctions waiver that applies to Chabahar port. We are presently examining the implications that this revocation has for India.
The Chabahar port is also integral to the international north-south transport corridor which connects India with Russia via Iran and Central Asia. The corridor was initiated by an intergovernmental agreement by India, Russia and Iran at the turn of the century. It comprises 13 members: India, Iran, Russia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkey, Ukraine, Belarus, Oman and Syria. Bulgaria has joined as an observer state. The corridor's route is from Mumbai to Russia and beyond via Chabahar, the Caspian Sea, Azerbaijan or Central Asia. It offers a more efficient and cost-effective alternative for transporting goods between India, Russia and the Central Asian countries. While the Suez Canal route takes 45 to 60 days, the international north-south transport corridor route is 40% shorter and 30% cheaper. In 2021, a container ship, the Ever Given, ran aground in the Suez Canal, causing disruptions and heavy losses in maritime trade. The incident created an urgency for alternative shipping routes. For Iran, caught in an economic distress, Chabahar has brought jobs and hope. The port's expansion was a rare example of South-South cooperation. Now, if India pulls out, Iran may seek alternative investors for port development, including deepening its courtship with China or Russia, thereby locking out Western-aligned interests even further. Chabahar sits just 170 kilometers west of Pakistan's Gwadar port, which China has poured billions into as part of its Belt and Road Initiative. Every which way one looks at it, Chabahar is more than just cargo and containers. It's a contest for strategic autonomy over routes, resources, and influence across Asia's heartland. As the 29th September deadline looms, uncertainty hangs over the port and the fate that will befall the region. Only time will tell if this port remains a bridge or becomes a barrier. Shivam Mishra for DD India.